We're finding ReWall going into larger and larger projects all the time. Right now we're going into a 10-plex project for sheathing. We've got a convenience store chain that's going to begin using us next month in all of their stores for exterior sheathing. And larger businesses are speccing more and more ReWall. The Fleming building is an old landmark office building in Des Moines that was in need of renovation for many years. Nelson Construction and Development redeveloped it into a series of apartments.
In the Fleming building we have 95 apartments. The people that we see living in our properties are primarily 25 to 35-year-old young professionals. Design was important to them. The ReWall product that we used here in the Fleming building was the naked board. When you give people a tour, you can literally walk up to the board and identify some of the recycled product that is in the board. And it's the first thing that they'll do when they get to the closet. They'll walk really closely to the board and say, hey, you know, that's a juice box, or hey, that's this. And it's one of the really fun things to show off when people come through the building.
The most recent good news we got is that our products scored a 10 out of 10 in the mold resistance test. We always knew that our products were mold resistant, but we didn't have the most recent version of our products tested until recently. And to come out with a product made from totally recovered material scoring so high on mold resistance made us all feel really good about what we're doing. As we've met market demand, we developed Naked Board Plus, which is a high plastic version of Naked Board. You commonly see this kind of material in convenience store restrooms, in agricultural facilities and industrial facilities. These panels are designed to protect walls against high moisture and abuse.
It's a better product than what's out on the market now. It's way more rigid and it's got a classier look once it's installed. It's really easy to work with, cuts really clean and sharp.
It comes in plain white, it comes in white and brown flecks, and it also comes in a mixture of 3 colors, which has sort of a granite appearance. Instead of putting up a backer board, glue, and a fiberglass reinforced plastic, you can fasten this to your walls, trim it out, and by the time you add up the cost of labor and materials, it's about half the price of installing the traditional material.
Keeps material out of the landfill, and in this business a lot of material goes in the landfill, so anything that we can reuse and put back up somewhere else, that's a great thing.
We've developed a variation on our ceiling tiles. We've taken the basic ceiling tile, which has the core of shredded cartons, and we've added a washable face to it. They have an attractive textured surface, they have a washable face, they're flexible. Sometimes you have to flex the tile to get it in there, and most of the competitors' tiles won't flex. In fact, they'll break. And then finally, you're always going to have condensation in that cavity where you place your ceiling tile. And that condensation is going to fall off pipes onto your ceiling tile, and you'll get a yellow or a brown stain on the face of it. Our tiles aren't permeable, so the moisture will sit there until it evaporates, and you won't have to replace that tile.
My name's Jeff Bruning, and I'm one of the owners of the High Life Lounge. And the High Life Lounge is kind of a retro 1960s, early 70s kind of feel to it. We had the old acoustic tile, we had the water stains, so we wanted to put in something new and nice, and we put ReWall tiles in. And acoustic tiles, there's not much to them. If they get wet, they're ruined. These are really nice. You can pop them out, wash them down if, say, you get some dust in here or whatnot. But they're really a stout product, a lot better than any other kind of thing. And not only that, you know, they're recycled. They're saving stuff out of the landfill. You know, no glue in the process. It's just a win all the way around.
I drive a semi with a 53-foot drop deck trailer hauling materials for the concrete industry. I was building a 36 by 24-foot garage. I've made it a 2-car garage with a 3rd bay for a shop. That way I can put my tools in here, put my motorcycles in that shop space, but still maintain enough space for my wife's car, my pickup. When I first saw ReWall, things started clicking in my head of what I could use it for. I used Essential board on the outside of the garage. It replaced the OSB board. It's not like the naked board, which has got the exposed chips on one side and paper on the back. The plastic in the ReWall product makes it more water resistant. If you use the sheetrock product, you have to tape the product, you have to mud those joints, you have to feather it out, you have to sand it between coats, you have to let it dry. This type of material, you put it up on the wall, you hang it with screws or nails, and it's there, it's done. And it looks fabulous.
Everybody wants to have a sustainable material, but for the first time, this is an affordable sustainable material. It's 100% recycled, no glue, no chemicals.
We've seen that in the current projects that we have, that ReWall's been very well received, and we're challenging our designers and the architects that we hire to consider it in various applications.
Get naked in your garage.
I got naked in my garage.